Hello, everybody, and welcome to Vintage Markets Inside the Charts. My name is Tamar Mehr from Trade with Precision. So on Friday, non-farm payrolls number came lower than expected, and that coupled with the Trump administration's new tariff announcement saw stocks slid and the US dollar weaken. So I want to start here with the chart of the S&P, and this is the weekly chart, and we can see we closed the week bearish, but we are still overextended, meaning there's still a distance between where price action sits right now and the moving averages. So what I'd like to see is a bit more of that pullback, release some of this very strong buying pressure that we had. We also made here an all-time high and a pullback to test this level from above. So the level is the previous highs that we had a couple of touches here in the past in and around the 61.40 area. Now, another level that I'm watching for a potential pullback is a bit lower down. It's around the 60.50. So what I'm looking to do is look for signs that the buyers are returning into the market around this level, such as consolidation and a momentum breakout or a change of trend on a lower time frame. A quick look here on the monthly, and we can see the strong push that we had here since the April sell-off. And you can see also here on the monthly, we are quite overextended. We still have the moving averages 10, 20, 50, all fanning, all in the correct order for an uptrend. Next, let's take a look at the dollar index. And here on the monthly chart, we can see that level of 100. We had plenty of touches in and around that area in the past. We broke below it, pushed above, rejected that move, made a lower low, and now pull back to test that level from below. So I like this area. We can see the reaction to this level, and we can see the momentum indicators are also converging to the downside. So let's have a look at a couple of US dollar crosses, and let's start with euro dollar. Now, euro dollar here on the monthly, we can see we moved from a lower low all the way to a higher high. So we had a bit of release of that strong buying pressure. We can even pull back according to the monthly a little bit lower in and around the 1.12. But if we take a look here on the weekly chart, then what we can see is that we pull back into the 114 level, back into the buy zone, that area between the 10 and the 20 moving averages. However, here on the weekly, we also have a downtrend. So we printed lower highs and here lower lows. So for a potential bullish opportunity, what I'll be looking for is either a pullback, a bit of a reaction to this 1.16 area, a higher low on the daily chart, and another attack at that 1.16. Alternatively, I'd like to see compressions of price underneath this level before looking for a continuation of this push, because here also on the daily chart we do have a downtrend, and this could simply be a pullback to test the level from below and have a continuation lower toward that 1.12. So for any bullish opportunities, I'd like to see that we are actually changing direction around this area. It's a similar story here on pound versus the US. So let's start with the weekly chart. And on the weekly chart, we can see we printed a lower high and a lower low, but we also pulled in deeper than we did on euro dollar. So we are now below the buy zone and closer to the 50 moving averages. So a bit more of a deeper pullback. But we also pull back into a strong level that's in and around the 131.50 area. If we'll take a look here on the monthly chart, we can see on the monthly that we're closer into the averages, and the moving averages 10, 20, 50 are now fanning and in the correct order for an uptrend. We don't yet have an uptrend on the monthly chart. We made a higher high and a lower low, but if this could turn into the next higher low, then we could see a continuation and a potential test of the previous high. So moving into the daily chart, and we can see here on the daily we are in a downtrend. It was a strong push into this level, but we got stopped at the same low. But here we haven't yet tested this level from below. So I would expect some sellers to come back in and around this level. I'd like to see how much power they've got before potentially making a higher low, or yet again a compressions of price underneath this level. Let's have a look at dollar yen. Now dollar yen here on the monthly chart, we can see we are stuck in a bit of a range. We're making so far lower highs if we break the low of this candle and somewhat of equal lows. Now we did have a brief attempt to break the 150 level, but we can see we have rejected it. So for bearish opportunities, I'd like to see a break below this bearish rejection candle, keeping in mind that we could see some buyers coming back at that 146 level, because from here they have made a higher high. The next level that I'll be watching for is in and around the 142. So if we'll get a push below that area, I'll be looking for some buyers to come back around that 142 and potential another test of the 146. Happy trading, everyone. Bye for now.